Now, we're going to spend time talking about seatbelts. I want to start this conversation with some good news. Last year, in 2022, the national seatbelt use rate was nearly 92%. That means a lot of people were buckling up. But the bad news is the other 8%, well, they're still left unprotected. And it's mostly teens not buckling in. So with that, I want to tell you about Kailee Mills. You might remember the name. She was just 16 years old. It was around Halloween, and she was heading to her friend's house. She was in the back seat of the vehicle. 3 other friends were also in the car. During that drive, the car veered off the road and crashed just a few blocks away from Kaylee's home. Her 3 friends survived. Kaylee did not. Her parents believe it was because she was the only one not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. Truly a tragic story. Turning pain into purpose, her parents have made it their life mission to help save your life. Today, we have Kaylee's parents in studio to talk about their daughter's legacy. David and Wendy, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We do appreciate your time. Before we get into the conversation, tell me about your daughter.
She was just an absolute joy to raise. I mean, she was a very big personality, loved to make people laugh and smile.
Yeah. It happened 6 years ago.
Yes.
Tell us how, if you're able to, go back to how it was that you learned of her passing.
Well, we were at a party, an adult Halloween party, and she was on the road with her friends heading to another party. One of the friends' moms called me and said that they had been in an accident. And I just got a really bad feeling, but I didn't have any information at that time. And I was calling her and calling her and calling her, and she wasn't answering. When we got to the road, it was just lit up with, ambulance and fire trucks and police.
And this was just a few blocks away from your home.
Yeah, when we got the call, she has an app called Life 360, and we saw her location, and it was just a few blocks from home. And so I personally wasn't thinking the worst. It was a 30-mile-an-hour road in a subdivision. So, when we pulled onto the street and saw all of the chaos, we kind of knew it was bad, but we never imagined, in a million years that we would lose our daughter.
Yeah. Do you know what caused the crash years later? Has that been determined?
Yeah, I mean, the road was a little wet, very dark, poor signage, excessive speed. Going around a curve, lost control.
I know we mentioned she was the only teen not wearing a seatbelt. She was, however, wearing a seatbelt. She unbuckled just for seconds.
Correct. Just moments before the crash, she wanted to get a selfie, a photo with her friend in their costumes, and so she had a momentary lapse of judgment, and she let her guard down, as we all do sometimes when we get into those situations where we feel like we're safe. We're just going right down the road. I'm in the back seat or whatever it is, close to home on a 30-mile-an-hour road. I mean, those things didn't matter in her case.
Yeah. Absolutely heartbreaking. I know David and Wendy, you both made it your mission to turn this pain into purpose. You started a foundation. Tell us about that.
So the Kailee Mills Foundation, our mission is to reduce fatalities and injuries, really to prevent other families from having to go through the same tragedy that we've gone through. And when those families do go through those tragedies, we're also there to help. So we raise awareness, and we have a family assistance program, and we do some tremendous scholarships.
Yeah. Sadly, that pain can be familiar for so many people. I see the pin you're wearing.
Yeah, that's the ribbon that we created in her memory, and it's become the symbol for seatbelt awareness. In fact, when we leave here, we're going over to the Harris County Commissioner's Court, and they're going to be giving us an official proclamation that adopting this as the official symbol for seatbelt awareness in this county. And we've started working with congressmen as well, trying to get this to be the nationally recognized symbol.
Yeah. This truly has no barriers when it comes to buckling up. This is something that everyone needs to do. I know, thinking back to my childhood, I remember my dad in law enforcement did not make us wear seatbelts at the time, and it wasn't until My brother, we had an incident in which my brother fell out of the moving truck going like 50 miles per hour. He was sleeping and the door just came open. But this is something that everybody should be adhering to. People interested in learning more about the foundation, the scholarships, how can they go about doing so?
So they can go to our website, KayleeMillsFoundation.org. They can apply for our scholarships. Our scholarship actually has an awareness component to it where they have to do a campaign. They have to interview a family that's lost a loved one in a crash. So it's a very impactful process just by going through the application process. It's a life-changing experience for these kids, but then they also get rewarded and get to help them go to college and see out their dreams.
And I know this effort's touching so many people. Tell us about just how large this impact has been.
Well, it's grown into a nationwide thing. I mean, we've got school programs in all 50 states now.
Wow.
Today is National Seatbelt Day. We've got 2,000 billboards going up across the entire country, reminding people to wear their seatbelts when they're on the highways. And so millions and millions of eyeballs get to be reminded and also see our beautiful daughter's face. And so, yeah, I mean, our mission reaches beyond Houston. You know, we want to try to make this, we want to try to change the statistics. And you mentioned earlier, 8% that don't wear, that's 30 million Americans.
Yeah, still too many. It's unimaginable, especially when you see like traffic patterns the way they are, headlines with DWIs, whatever it be, it's just too many.
Yeah, whatever the cause of the crash is, seatbelts don't prevent crashes. They protect your life when you are in a crash. So, people sometimes, just need to, like my daughter, she let her guard down at the wrong time. Sometimes people
just for seconds too.
Yep, just for seconds.
And that's what can cost you. What is your message to parents watching right now, parents listening right now, who might be going through, letting their children drive for the first time? What's your message to them when it comes to enforcing these rules that could save their lives?
I mean, you could always send them to our foundation page and see the video and just constantly have that conversation because, we can be driving and not even think about it, and then other times it's always on our mind. So it's just a conversation that we should just continue to have always.
Just keep having that conversation and share Kaylee's story with them. I mean, no parent wants to ever, bury their child, and it's a conversation
The
that
number one rule, right?
Yeah, it's a conversation that should never get old.
Yeah. When you're talking to students, specifically teenagers, is there something that you say that you can see resonates with them, that really connects with them?
Yeah, we ask them, who in your life means the most to you? Who do you mean the most to? If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for them because they will be absolutely devastated. And losing a loved one is hard. Buckling up is easy.
Yeah.
He tells them to close their eyes and just imagine, you not being able to come home and like the look on your parents' face, how they would feel. And that really, to me, impacts them.
And that doesn't go away.
No.
Never.
That's something that you will carry for the rest of your
Always.
life.
Yeah.
Well, we so much appreciate you both coming in, David and Wendy. Thank you.
Thanks for
very
letting
much
us
for your time.
share this.
Absolutely.
It's an important message.
Always a platform here. Thank you both.